What is going on, guys? JD from New York here, and welcome back to the Danger Zone, where today I am dropping WWE Creative Logic right into your sub boxes, and by the end of this video, you're all going to be standing in front of the WWE headquarters in unison with signs that say hashtag JD for Creative. I am going to blow your fucking minds, pardon my language. But what I got for you guys today is the simplest way for WWE to make WrestleMania season memorable. Everyone's talking about John Cena and him being out 6 to 9 months, shoulder surgery, gonna miss WrestleMania. What does WWE do with John Cena out? Listen, I know there's panic. I know WWE is probably scrambling to get another card together. Their plans for everything fell apart once John Cena had to go get surgery. I am going to let you guys know, WWE doesn't need to panic. They don't need to panic. Yes, there are instances where I criticize the WWE product, but deep down, I still love it. I still watch it each and every week, every Monday. When I get a chance, I'll watch it on Thursday, especially now with Mauro Ranallo. Can't wait to see what he brings to the WWE table behind the mic there, behind the SmackDown desk. But WWE should not panic. Yes, they haven't built new stars, and when injuries like this to Orton and Rollins and Cena happen, and a Bryan and a Cesaro, there's nobody else to plug into those positions. They haven't done a good job at all in making anyone feel or seem important, you know, to the point where something like this happens, you can immediately shove someone into that spot. They have nobody. But I'm here to tell you it's not the end of the world. Royal Rumble is going to be built around Roman Reigns. We all know this. The Royal Rumble and that match itself is going to have a major impact on what we see at WrestleMania 32 in Arlington, Texas, in front of 100,000 people. John Cena was rumored to be fighting The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32. The biggest question out of everybody's mouth, who's The Undertaker going to fight at WrestleMania 32? Well, starting from the Rumble, we all know that Roman Reigns is going to be number one. Big Show is not number one. Yes, he came out, and most of you interpreted that as the Big Show being number one in the Royal Rumble, but I said this on my show, on my channel. Why would Big Show come out and immediately thrust himself into the Royal Rumble as the number one entrant to come down that ramp? That's ridiculous. You guys got to think a little bit smarter than that. Big Show was the first one to throw his name into the hat of 30 to be in the Rumble. Roman Reigns was announced that he's going to defend the WWE Championship by Vince McMahon inside the Royal Rumble against 29 other guys. Logic states that he's going to be number one. What you want to happen here is Roman be number one, which I'm expecting this will happen in the next 2 weeks. And then Brock Lesnar is going to be on Monday Night Raw. He's going to be there with Paul Heyman. Whatever Paul Heyman is going to say is going to have Royal Rumble implications. Brock Lesnar is going to be announced as number two by Vince McMahon and by the Authority. I know this for a fact because it is common sense, and it creates intriguing storylines, okay? A WrestleMania rematch to start the Royal Rumble in 2016. You can't get any better than that. And what a way to stack the deck against Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns, number one, and not only that, he has to defend the title, and he's looking across the ring at Brock Lesnar being number two to start the Royal Rumble. His WWE Championship reign is already in massive jeopardy before the match even starts. I love it, and that's what's going to happen. Now, both of these men will be there at the end, but the ending we'll see, and this is my prediction. It's going to be Lesnar, it's going to be Reigns, it's going to be some mixture of the Wyatt family, okay? And Triple H is going to come out at number 30, and he's going to surprise everybody. If my family can't get it done, I'm going to have to take care of business myself. By some way, shape, or form, Triple H is going to walk out of the Royal Rumble with the WWE Championship, thus setting up Roman Reigns and his challenge to fight back for the WWE Championship. And it's going to lead to Triple H versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 32, where Roman Reigns is going to get his WrestleMania moment. He's going to finally ascend to the throne of WWE and finally be WWE champion without the authority looming over his head. That's what I see happening. Where does Brock Lesnar fit into all this? And Brock Lesnar being in the Rumble, realistically, who's going to eliminate him? Nobody. But as a collective effort, and, I have been one lobbying for Kurt Angle to come back before WrestleMania and fight Brock Lesnar. I don't think that's going to happen. Logically, in my mind, I would love to see it happen. I think it makes perfect sense. They have history, and I think everybody would cream their pants if Brock Lesnar and Kurt Angle were going one-on-one at WrestleMania 32. But the way WWE sits right now, who do you go into WrestleMania with against Brock Lesnar? There's really nobody on the roster unless you want to create a massive screw job inside the Rumble. This is where some of my subscribers on my channel brought up the idea of Bray Wyatt and the entire Wyatt family screwing over Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble. How do you get rid of Brock Lesnar in the Royal Rumble? Well, the Wyatt family has already been announced in the Rumble, and they are proclaiming that they're going to take over the entire event. They're going to be a massive presence in the Royal Rumble, and what better way to do that than eliminate Brock Lesnar? Building them up strong for WrestleMania, where Bray Wyatt is the leader of the Wyatt family. He is going to lead the charge to eliminate Brock Lesnar, and this is going to set up a feud for the next few weeks leading into Mania, where you have Bray Wyatt versus Brock Lesnar. Everybody's wondering what's going to happen with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. I think that would be an absolutely great way to not only build momentum for the Wyatt family, but also get Brock Lesnar a quality opponent for WrestleMania. Now, the outcome might be a little bit one-sided. I don't see Bray Wyatt beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, and that might derail the entire push and the entire storyline being built for the Wyatts to go against Brock Lesnar and try and beat him. But what are you going to do? You can't have Brock Lesnar lose because he's Brock Lesnar. I don't need to go into why he should not lose. He's just that good, and he's a beast, and the way WWE has handled him since he's been back in the company proves otherwise. You can't make him lose. That's 2 matches for WrestleMania. All right? Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose going into the Royal Rumble. I'm assuming this is going to be an Intercontinental Championship match. And I don't know why WWE took the title off of Kevin Owens to begin with, but I understand why they did it. They wanted to get Dean Ambrose some momentum and put Dean Ambrose in the spotlight after seeing him float around in pretty much in a sea of obscurity. He was going nowhere. So I understand why they gave him the title. But if you want Kevin Owens and Dean Ambrose at the Royal Rumble in a emotional and epic Intercontinental Championship match, Kevin Owens should reclaim back the Intercontinental Championship, because what I have planned is going to blow your minds. Daniel Bryan's going to come back, and to me, I think it needs to be done. With the injuries to John Cena, that was the final blow. You can't have this man sitting out that much longer. You need Daniel Bryan's presence on WWE TV. What was the last thing Daniel Bryan was doing before he went out with injury for the entire year? He was the Intercontinental Champion. He never lost that title. So obviously, there's a storyline tie right there for Daniel Bryan to come back and reclaim what he never lost. He had to relinquish the belt due to injury, and now he wants it back. Kevin Owens, at this time, would be Intercontinental Champion, and you can have Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens build a feud and a storyline into WrestleMania 32. Can you imagine that? Bryan versus Owens at WrestleMania 32 for the Intercontinental Championship. They would absolutely tear the house down. That's number 3. What do you do with Dean Ambrose, being that he just lost the Intercontinental Championship to Kevin Owens? Well, Chris Jericho is back. If you guys remember, Chris Jericho was a tag team partner for Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose at Night of Champions in a 6-man tag versus the Wyatt family. At the end of that match, Chris Jericho pretty much did this to both Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose and just walked away because he lost and he wanted to, pretty much say, I got this, and he ended up losing and taking a pinfall in that match. He walked away. Nothing was said since. Chris Jericho is back now. He was on Monday Night Raw. He proclaimed he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. And Chris Jericho should state within the next couple of weeks, if this was up to me, I would have Chris Jericho come out and state, I'm here to do something, and I'm here to pretty much make my claim and stake my prize here in the WWE. Okay, we all know why Chris Jericho's back. When Chris Jericho's back, he wants to put over a new up-and-coming superstar. That individual would be Dean Ambrose. Chris Jericho would turn heel, going against a face Dean Ambrose, and he would screw Dean Ambrose out of the Intercontinental Championship, thus helping Kevin Owens win back that title. From there, you can transition this into the Royal Rumble and build emotion for these two guys in the Royal Rumble. Dean Ambrose wants revenge, Jericho's there, etc., etc., etc. Okay? And then this would build towards WrestleMania in a grudge match that has emotion and real-life feel to it because Dean Ambrose feels betrayed by Chris Jericho. Once again, heel Chris Jericho is one of the best things in WWE history. I love his heel character. I wish he would come back and portray that, and if it was up to me, I would have him portray that. Dean Ambrose versus Chris Jericho in a grudge match, maybe some type of stipulation at WrestleMania 32. That's match number 4. What do we do with The Undertaker? Well, The Undertaker has fought and has pretty much battled everybody at WrestleMania except one man. The Rock has been announced for WrestleMania. Now, I know WWE is going to try desperately to get him in the ring at WrestleMania 32 in front of 100,000 people. You are not going to announce The Rock is going to be there and just lay it upon us, oh yeah, he's a special host. Oh, he's going to have an in-ring segment. No, not in front of 100,000 people. This is too big for The Rock. What do? Being that everybody is injured, being that the John Cena-Undertaker match now is thrown out the window, being that Sting, who I also forgot is on the DL, he is not coming back due to neck issues with that match that he had with Seth Rollins at Night of Champions. There's nobody else to go against The Undertaker. Brock Lesnar and the feud with those two were blown off at Hell in a Cell. What do? Easy. You build a match between The Rock and The Undertaker at WrestleMania 32. That is match number 5. And if you want, for good graces, Roman Reigns versus Triple H will happen at WrestleMania 32 for the WWE Championship. You can have The Rock come out and help Roman Reigns, his cousin, beat the Authority, thus setting up a possible match for WrestleMania 33, if WWE wanted it, between Triple H and The Rock. Boom. There's your WrestleMania right there. Those are your big 5 matches for WrestleMania. U.S. title, tag team title, women's title, I don't know. Do what you want with them. All I know is if you want WrestleMania to succeed, if you want the best logical WWE card for WrestleMania with what they have to work with right now, that is it. Plain and simple. That's what I think is best. Let me know what you guys think about that. Now, in conclusion to this video, everybody's talking about AJ Styles. Everyone's talking about the Bullet Club coming over from WWE. It is not official just yet. Nothing has been made official. WWE.com and their Twitter and Daniel Bryan have been hinting at it. Daniel Bryan said, when will WWE clear me? It's been all over the place. But how do you bring AJ Styles to the WWE? Well, Dave Meltzer, according to the Wrestling Observer, WWE is paying big money not only for AJ Styles, but Doc Gallows, Carl Anderson, and Nakamura. They are paying big money for these guys, okay? Now, I don't see AJ Styles going to NXT if WWE is paying them all this type of money. I just don't. So how do you bring them to the main roster? Everyone's talking about, oh, let's put him in the Royal Rumble. Let's put AJ Styles in the Royal Rumble. Why would you want to put him in the Royal Rumble when the entire Royal Rumble is going to be built around Brock Lesnar and Triple H and Roman Reigns and his struggle to try and keep the WWE Championship amongst 29 other men? Why would you take AJ Styles, someone the WWE Universe really doesn't even know, and put him in a match where he's going to get buried amongst everything else more important that's happening in WWE right now? You can't look at it that way. I would not book it that way. Patience is key. I wouldn't even have AJ Styles at WrestleMania, to be honest with you. I wouldn't have him show up in NXT. I wouldn't have him show up at WrestleMania. Where you debut AJ Styles is at Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania 32. How? This is how. The Bullet Club is the biggest group in professional wrestling. They are the biggest group outside of the NWO in recent memory. Okay? There's been no group in WWE that has had the impact of the New World Order. When Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash, and Scott Hall first debuted that group, there was nothing like it, and WWE couldn't even come close to duplicate what those guys did. They couldn't, and they will never. But, this is the opportunity where WWE can finally at least bring us something like that to WWE television. Now, Monday Night Raw, AJ Styles comes out. Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens in a rematch. He regains the Intercontinental Championship. Okay, or retains, I should say, because in my case, he would win it at WrestleMania. You can have Daniel Bryan lose the match at WrestleMania and get a rematch on Monday Night Raw where he would win the title in front of a scorching crowd the next night on Monday Night Raw. He could win it there. AJ Styles would come down the ramp and he would stand at the top of the stage wearing a mask. We would all know it's AJ Styles. The crowd would know it's AJ Styles. The general WWE universe would be like, who the hell is this guy? Wearing a big mask. That skull mask that they usually wear, coming out, wearing a black leather coat. He stands at the top of the ramp. AJ Styles points to Daniel Bryan in the ring, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson, wearing the same masks, brutally lay waste to Daniel Bryan in the middle of the ring. Why Daniel Bryan and not Roman Reigns? Because if they did it to Roman Reigns, people would probably cheer. Daniel Bryan is a crowd favorite. You want them to get the most heat you can. You attack the biggest babyface on the roster, that being Daniel Bryan, and you completely lay waste to him as they destroy him from pillar to post, destroy the entire ringside area, Nexus style when they first debuted, and that is their stamp on WWE. You can have that close the show. The Bullet Club has arrived in WWE. This would set up AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan through the next couple of months, where Daniel Bryan would defend against Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson one-on-one before he gets to AJ Styles. Before all is said and done, AJ Styles versus Daniel Bryan in a 5-star classic for the Intercontinental Championship. AJ Styles would win the title. First title the Bullet Club in WWE would get, the Intercontinental Championship. Not only would we get great matches out of it, not only would it bring prestige to the Intercontinental Championship, but now it is in the spotlight and the Bullet Club has one title in their faction. At the same time, Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson could go against whoever the tag team champions are and get the tag team championships into the Bullet Club. At that point, they got gold in their eyes. They got gold on their minds. A whole takeover of WWE is on their minds. So what else is left to do? You next target Roman Reigns, and this would build through the summer, through SummerSlam. AJ Styles versus Roman Reigns for SummerSlam, and at that point, Roman Reigns can't do this on his own. He would acquire the help of Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns themselves can't do it. At that same time, Seth Rollins would be coming back, and he's going to be a face anyway. Roman is a face. Dean is a face. Seth is a face. What do? You get the Shield back together, and boom, you got the Shield, Rollins, Ambrose, and Reigns all together for just a short amount of time to take care of the plague, the cancer that is the Bullet Club, trying to regain power in WWE and trying to get the WWE Championship under their belt, to the point where they have total control over everything. And this would lead up into SummerSlam and through SummerSlam and into Survivor Series. And we have the Shield versus the Bullet Club sometime towards the end of the year. And then the way I think, Rollins is better as a heel. Rollins could always revert to back being a heel and pretty much screw Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. Then you can build the entire story around Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins if you want to do a triple threat match at next year's WrestleMania. Because I'm sure there'll be WWE title implications on that as well. That's how I would do it. That's how I would bring the Bullet Club and AJ Styles into WWE. You don't want them mixed into the Royal Rumble because they will not seem important. This is too big of an opportunity for WWE to just completely waste AJ Styles and everybody coming over from New Japan. You want the spotlight on these guys, and you want to make this big. You don't want to bury it under everything else you got going on with the WrestleMania build. As soon as the reset hits, that's your reset. AJ Styles, the Bullet Club, taking over the WWE. Let me know what you guys think about that. Am I out of my mind? Am I just fantasy booking here? I mean, the pieces are there. The pieces are there. WWE more than likely can pull this off if they just think about it and are patient with what they have right now. WrestleMania can still be great. The Rumble can still be great. And AJ Styles and the Bullet Club coming to WWE needs to feel important. Let me know what you guys think about everything down below. Hit this like button. Let me know what you think. This is The Danger Zone. I'll be back with more WWE talk right here on The Danger Zone. This is JD. Make sure to subscribe to my channel for more. And I'll be back, guys. Thank you for watching. Until then, take care.